Hey YouTube, it's your boy Rudy. First off, I have to apologize. Sorry to all my subscribers that I haven't had a chance to put out a new video until now. It's been on the hiatus for way too long, but with all the crazy stuff that we had going on, had to go back to South Dakota. The house sold. That's good. We are living our full-time RV lifestyle here in the great state of Texas. Happy to be here because now I can continue to ride my bike and bring you guys awesome videos all year round and not have to worry about dealing with the cold. That's probably the one thing that I'm most excited about besides the awesome, magnificent trails that Texas has to offer. So with that being said, this video is an upgrade video. What we're going to do is we're going to upgrade the handlebars on my Chameleon. I really enjoy riding this bike, but I can only ride it for short periods of time. After about 35 to 45 minutes, I start to get that little bit of a lower back pain. So what I decided to do is we're going to put on some new handlebars and a new stem. New handlebar, new stem. What we're going from, what's currently on here is Santa Cruz. It's got a 20 mil rise, it's got a 9-degree back sweep, and it's on a 50 mil stem. They are carbon bars, and for the most part, whenever things get rough and rowdy, like they're fine, they're comfortable. But whenever you're on long pedal days, my lower back starts to hurt. So what I decided to do to combat that is I purchased the PNW range stem and bars, KNW edition bars. So I should say KW edition, not KNW, KW edition. Stands for Kyle Warner. So those handlebars are pre-cut to 780, and that's where I'm gonna leave them at. So I'm going from a 700 bar to a 780 bar. They are a 30 mil rise, so I'm going from a 20 mil rise to a 30 mil rise. They're a 10-degree back sweep. The ones that are currently on here are a 9-degree back sweep, and at the end of the handlebars, they also have a 5-degree up sweep on the PNW bars. That's quite a mouthful. To also help combat that is the range stem. I'm going from a 50 mil stem to a 40 mil stem. So I'm hoping to have everything a little bit closer to me and to sit up a little bit higher on the bars. So hopefully that'll help with my back pain and my body position so that I can spend some more time riding the Chameleon, because I really do like this bike. But everybody has their own way of doing things. So that's what I want to say before I get started, because I'm sure I'm probably going to do something wrong. But if you guys are interested, stay tuned in the video. We're going to install the bar and stem, and then we're going to go out for a cruise and see how we like them. Okay, so here we go. I like to try to talk myself through a little bit of a plan of action before I get started. That way I kind of have some kind of a direction to go. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the handlebar grips off, and then I'm going to loosen up all the cockpit. So the brake handles and what do I have here? The gear shifter. I'm going to loosen all those up, and then the next I'm going to remove the faceplate, pull the handlebars off, slide the shifter and brake levers off, and then I'm going to loosen the stem clamp bolts. And then last but not least, take the stem cap off. After we take the stem cap off, everything should loosen up, and then we'll put everything else on. Just real quick, I wanted to touch on a few things about this PNW stem that I really like. So they take a lot of the guesswork out of it. So if you can see right here, it says no gap. So you know when this is sitting on top, you don't want to have any gaps on these two Allen keys. And then on the bottom, those are the ones that are okay to have a gap for. Also, if you guys notice, it's got this little, I don't know if you can put a GoPro on it or some kind of a mount, but it's also got a little set screw on the inside of there, so you can adjust that up and down the stem. Also, the thing that I like about it is that, again, they take a lot of the guesswork out. So it says 5 to 6 Newton meters is how tight you want all of your Allen key bolts. to snug everything down. So just wanted to go over that real quick, not to mention it is a pretty cool looking stem. Okay, so just a real quick plan of action on how we're going to put everything back on, okay? So we're going to first put the stem on, and then we're going to put the stem cap, and then we're going to tighten down the stem cap. We're going to tighten it down nice and snug, okay? Because we want to make sure that everything is nice and tight up front. We don't want to have any loose bearings. But if you put the stem on and you do the clamp bolts first, then more than likely that's going to be so tight that whenever you put your stem cap on, that it's not actually going to keep everything nice and compressed, and you're going to have to go back and do it again. So first things first, you put the stem on, you put the stem cap, and then you tighten the stem clamp bolts. Okay, so new plan of action. So what I decided to do was just back the screws off of the base plate of the stem, just enough where I could slide the handlebars through, and this way I can move the handlebars left or right. That way you get the cockpit items on, then we'll set that up, snug it down, and then we'll torque everything down. That's our new plan of action. Be able to move the handlebars into the position that we see fit. I think we're going to try it right there. Looks like they're centered. So let's snug those down. Remember, I'm going to tighten them to a snug, not to where they're ready to be torqued yet. Just that way the handlebar and everything's just kind of held in place. I'm looking down the line of my tire and I can see that they're kinked, so I'm going to adjust the handlebars a little bit. Remember, we left them just loose enough so that we could do this. And then I'm going to tighten down all the cockpit items next. So we get everything straight, everything's held in place. We'll do the cockpit items, the handlebar grips, and we should be ready to rock. This is a little tip on the way that I do this. So I'm going to snug up my handlebar grip, make sure that it's in there. Give her a good smack, snug this down, give her a good grip, make sure it doesn't move, that's good. Whenever I go to adjust my brake levers, I like my hand to be in position. I'll move it out a little bit, and then I'll grab, and I'll hold, and then I'll snug it down, then I'll snug the clamp bolt down. This will kind of help keep it in place as you tighten everything down. Another pro tip that if you guys didn't know already is that you don't want to tighten these down so tight that they don't move. You really want to have them move just with a little bit of force, but tight enough where they stay in place, because in the fortunate event that you get into an accident and your handlebar hits something, it's going to move the handlebar. It's going to let the clamp rotate the brake lever. That way something doesn't break off, or you have less of a chance of it breaking off. So there's kind of a fine line on where that is. So you just kind of got to play with it and see what's comfortable for you. But that's comfortable for me, and I think that really helps the longevity if you have a lot of accidents like I do. All right, last but not least, before you forget everything else, you need to torque everything down, the stem cap, the stem faceplate bolts, and the stem clamp bolts. If you don't have one of these, this will change your life. It's the Park tool. What is it called? The AD 1.2. It's a torque wrench. It goes from 4 to 6 Newton meters in half increments. So 4, 4.5, 5, 5.5, and then 6 Newton meters. So we're gonna just put everything at 6 where it's at. We're gonna snug everything down, and we should be good to go. The way that I like to do it is kind of a cross pattern. So we're gonna start here, tight, cross down over here, tight, over, and then back up here. Everything's tight there. So move on to the stem clamp bolts. All right, so stem clamp bolts, we're gonna do that. I always start with the bottom one. I don't know if that's the way you're supposed to do it, but that's what I do. Get that sucker. 3, boom. This one. Boom, done. The other reason why you really want to get one of these tools is because inside of here are some other keys and torques that you might need. So for our stem cap, we're going to take this one out, replace it with the number 5, put that in there, put that one back, slide it in its spot, twist it in there, and we're good to go. Boom, we are ready to ride. Well guys, we got everything set up. It's ready to go. I think I'm gonna go hit a trail, Madrone Trail. I'm gonna post a video link somewhere up here in one of these corners. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it was somewhat educational and somewhat entertaining. Oh, this thing is awesome. This is my new favorite tool of all tools that I have, because it has pockets so that I can keep all of my tools with me. So whenever I know what I need, I can just take it and put it right in here, and I always have it, and I'm not reaching to my bench to grab the tools. It is sick. I love this thing. It is awesome. If you don't have one and you like to tinker around with your bike, get one. It will change your entire life. Again, if you guys like this video, please consider liking, subscribing, throw me some comments down below. I'd sure appreciate it. Peace out, YouTube. Go ride your bike.